Hey guys, so I wanted to come today and do a video on essential brushes, essential makeup brushes. For essential brushes, like, I really think you only need like 4 or 5 brushes, and they can be really inexpensive because you can use brushes for whatever you want. Like, there's a bunch of different things. Like a brush might have on it, this is for this, but I use my brushes for everything. Like, I use an eye brush for lipstick, or you can use your brushes for anything you want. And there are a lot of companies that aren't broadcasted a lot that have really good quality brushes that are really inexpensive. And when I was first starting out, and even now, like, I still buy those brushes and they still work really well for me. So anyway, before I start babbling, I'm just gonna get right into what brushes. So I'm going to break it down into face brushes and eye brushes. You need a good foundation brush. In my opinion, for my type of foundation, to be honest, whether I'm using liquid foundation, powder foundation, whatever the case may be, I always go to the same brush because I love this brush. But that is my E.L.F. powder brush. Looks like this. It's a flat top. As you can see, it's pretty dense. Like, it's like really dense. And basically I just use this for my foundation all over, whether I'm using powder, liquid, whatever it is. This to me is an essential brush. Now, what's good about this brush is I can use this brush for anything. I use it for foundation, I use it for blush, I use it for bronzer all over. This is why, to me, this is an essential brush. I use it for bronzer. I use it for contour. Sometimes I just hold it like that, squeeze it together, and go just like that. So, because you can use it for many things. On E.L.F.'s website, E.L.F.com, eyes, lips, face. But I got it. They always have sales. Like, if you sign up for their newsletter and you get emails you get like their subscription emails to your email account, you can find a sale for almost anything on any given day. So I caught this set that comes with a bunch of different brushes and one of these at a half off sale. So it was $15, but they're normally $30 for the whole set. But this brush by itself, I believe, is $3. But I've had them forever, and they still, you wash them, I wash them, they don't shed a lot. Just really good brushes. Also, another E.L.F. brush is the complexion brush. Like that. Looks like this. This is basically just an all-over powder brush. Sometimes I use this for my powder foundation if I don't want such, because this is going to put it on a lot heavier. If I don't want such a heavy application, sometimes I'll just brush my this brush into my Studio Fix powder and just lightly brush it all over. I also use this for blush. Also use it for bronzer all over. Look, I'm like putting on makeup right now. Yeah, I use it for bronzer. I use this for setting powder, anything. Between these two brushes, for your face, you can do everything that you need. You can do your blush, you can do your foundation, whatever you're using. You can do your blush, you can do your bronzer, you can do your contour, you can do your highlight between these two brushes. So for essential brushes, $6 for everything that you need for your face. Perfect. That's, in my opinion, awesome. So moving on to eye brushes. You don't need to buy the most expensive eyeshadow brush. There's a billion cheap, really good eyeshadow brushes that work really well. For example, this is dirty because I used it, but this is a Low Cornell Maxine's Mop 270, and it's a 1/8 inch, I believe. It looks like that. This is actually considered a 239 dupe. 239 looks like this. It's a little bit wider, and then the Maxine Mop right next to it looks like that. So this one, the MAC one, is a little bit wider. This one's a little bit like, you know, slimmer and taller, but they work for the same thing. But this one is like $3, maybe $3-4. Really, really good brush. I use it all the time. Packs on color really well. You can use it with wet eyeshadows, dry eyeshadows. You can even use, if you can only afford to get one brush, get an eyeshadow brush like this, because you can put eyeshadow on your lid and then you can just turn it sideways and get in your crease just like that. Yeah, definitely an essential brush, an eyeshadow brush like this. And you can use this for pigments, you can use it for paint pots or like cream shadows. You can use the same brush for all of those things. Now, I will say this, essential brush, in my opinion, I have never had a blending brush better than the MAC 224. This brush is the best blending brush by far, in my opinion. Also with this brush, you can do your highlight. I do my highlight with this brush sometimes. You can get in your crease, blend it out. You can put eyeshadow all over with this brush. I do that. You can blend concealer with this brush. You know, under eye concealer in small areas, just buff it out. This is a really good brush for multiple purposes. So for a really good blending brush, I would go with this one. It's an essential brush in my opinion, but there are other blending brushes out there. You just need a really good blending brush. And a blending brush is just a fluffy brush like this. It's not very dense. It, you know, it moves so that you can get in your crease and just blend the color out really well. This one is the MAC 217. I don't feel that this brush is absolutely necessary. It's a lovely brush. I love this brush too. You can tell that it's a little bit more tapered than the 224, which is the blending brush. See, this one is a lot fluffier. This one is more tapered and more dense. You can see when I push my finger on it. So this one I use to apply color, and then this one I use to blend it out. So if you're going to use a different brush to apply color to your crease, it would be something like this. Now Coastal Scents has a version of this that I have that I can't find right now. But Coastal Scents has a version of this brush that is pretty much similar. It's a little bit more tapered, which actually can be a good thing if you have a smaller crease or you're really trying to get in there. That works just as well as this one, so you don't need to spend the money on a MAC one. Coastal Scents has a dupe that looks just like this. So crease brush, and finally, to get like your inner corner and your under eye, you need something like this, which is a pencil brush. All my brushes are dirty, I'm so sorry, but this is a MAC 213, I think, and the number is kind of rubbing off, but it's basically just a really small pencil brush. It's really tapered, really dense, to get in your inner corner easily and to get your under eye very easily. Now the reason I showed you this one first is because Coastal Scents also has a dupe of that brush that is pretty much identical, except it's not as tapered as the MAC one. This is the MAC one, this is the Coastal Scents one. So they're both pretty dense. This one's a little bit denser and it's not as tapered, so you can tell this one's a little bit skinnier than this one, but it works just as well. I get in my inner corner and I get my under eye really well with both of these brushes. So Coastal Scents version, MAC version, almost identical. You can buy the Coastal Scents one and be just as good as the MAC one. So that's basically it. Do what's comfortable for you. So, small story. When I first started getting into makeup and I first started watching YouTube and everything, I was gravitating towards the brushes and the makeup and everything that I saw everybody else using. The majority of people use a angled brush to define their eyebrows. An angled brush looks like this. It's basically just on a slant. A lot of people use a brush like that to define their eyebrows. I am not comfortable using this brush. Same thing for eyeliner. A lot of people use this brush for eyeliner. I'm not comfortable using a brush like that for eyeliner. So I had to get used to the brushes. This brush is more comfortable for me for my eyebrows. this brush is more comfortable for me for my eyeliner. It's a lot thinner. So you just have to, don't go with what the majority is using just because you see other people using it. Test out brushes, test out things on your own face, see how it works for you, because that's the only way you're gonna, my battery is about to run out, but that's the only way that you're going to feel comfortable and get the best application for yourself. So let me just run through them quickly. 2 face brushes that I mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4 eye brushes, shader, crease, blending, pencil brush, and that's basically it. So a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brushes are my essential brushes that a beginner or anyone who's just starting out with makeup or anything would need or use easily to apply an entire face of makeup. So yep, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.